What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and welcome back to another Fortnite channel YouTube video. Now, in today's YouTube video, we're going to be continuing a topic we started discussing in yesterday's video, which is the wild world of Wild Weeks returning for the very end of V19.30 and the entirety of V19.40. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video by firstly recapping the information we kind of touched on yesterday. So firstly, in the V19.30 update, aka the update we're currently in, Epic Games added code for 4 brand new Wild Weeks that are set to go live each week, starting next week, with the first one being called Bownanza, of which the challenges can be seen on screen right now. However, the interesting thing is that instead of actually grabbing a normal bow and crafting it to upgrade it to, you know, whatever one you want, whether it be with grenades or explosive bows, etc., all bow variants will be able to be found from floor loot and in chest or supply drops. So there's no need to actually craft because that feature won't even be used, but instead, you'll just find bows littered all throughout the Fortnite island for just that week. And with Bownanza, that is going to be when we officially get the final 4 Wild Weeks for Chapter 3 Season 1, as the second and third Wild Weeks might be one of the 2 following ones. Firstly, a mobility-based Wild Week, and secondly, a chicken-based Wild Week. Now, the mobility Wild Week has the codename of Parallel, which is also the codename for Spider-Man's web shooters, so maybe we'll see one of 2 things here. Maybe 1, we'll either see, you know, the web shooters getting more uses, or maybe 2, we will finally see NPCs such as the scientist who from the beginning of the season were planning to sell unlimited versions, start selling these unlimited versions of the Spider-Man's web shooters so that you literally have infinite uses, no matter if you picked it up from someone else's eliminated body or you found it at the beginning of the match, so you can just keep swinging to your heart's content. But we can't swing past the challenges as of yet because in the V19.30 files and in the actual gameplay quest tags, there are no actual gameplay tags for Spider-Man's web shooters or anything related to mobility, so we just have to really wait and see what Epic Games plans to do, so this most likely will be one we see in V19.40. And then the other Wild Week, which actually is the second closest to being completely finished, however would also require an update, is called Aviation Assault. Now this also has the codename of Chicken, and based on all the files, this one's actually going to be very interesting because first off, it has a few quest lines that we don't have an image of yet. However, I can list them off to you, which is stuff like, you know, sliding while holding a chicken, gliding while holding a chicken, feeding a chicken, which might mean, you know, feeding a chicken a Colombo, or actually we're going to be able to, you know, feed these chickens somehow. But the most important thing comes from one of the new features Epic Games is working on for the Aviation Assault week, which is the fact that chickens will be able to actually damage players. Currently in V19.30, this function isn't fully implemented. However, Epic Games has been adding some animations regarding the chickens getting angry and starting to be aggressive towards us, whether it be pecking us to death or whatever else. And I mean, just imagine it. You're playing a normal Fortnite match, it's a 1v1 situation, you find a chicken, and they eliminate you. The final guy wins because you died to a chicken. I mean, that's just humiliation on a whole nother level. But humiliation out of the way, the final Wild Week for Chapter 3 Season 1, which will be Week 4 of this Wild Week spree, is going to be Bargain Bin Week. And if you've been playing for the past few seasons, you may have seen this as a recurring theme each season, where towards the very end, the final few weeks, they actually do this Wild Week specifically related to NPCs and vending machines, basically anything you can spend your money on, being discounted so you can buy more of it and just spend all of your money faster to get whatever goodies you want in your matches. And the whole entire purpose of this is to make it so players are using all their bars. They're just getting rid of it as much as they want, because once the next season begins, aka Chapter 3 Season 2, all of your bars will be reset back to 0. So it's just a way to, you know, spend money and go wild. And now, as far as I'm aware, these changes, these Wild Weeks, will only take effect in core modes, and they won't take effect in competitive modes. So if you're a competitive player, you might not get any discounts or anything like that, and you might not be seeing any bows in your near future. However, it is interesting that Epic Games is still planning to do Wild Weeks, so I'd like to know down below, what do you think about this very experimental Wild Week coming up where chickens can actually attack players? But with that said, my name is FireMonkey. If you enjoyed today's YouTube video, consider subscribing and support the content I create, and I'll catch you champs and champettes tomorrow with another video. Peace out.